What's going on, guys? Cave here. I've come here to talk to you guys about some comments that I've been going over in my last Expedition 2 specific videos. Just want to quickly say, really appreciate all of the positive and the negative and constructive feedback on those two videos. And I'll also leave the last one I did right here. If you haven't checked it out yet, go ahead and check it out. It's everything you need to know about Expedition 2, as well as whether we think you should maybe play or skip it, depending on what kind of player you are. But in today's video, folks, look, I did actually look over 100 different comments combined in my last two Expedition 2 videos. And I wanted to talk about some of the themes, ideas that you guys in my community actually brought to my attention, some that made a lot of sense. And if you're wondering, well, what's the point of you even doing this, Cave? Well, I'm doing this because it's really simple. I'm a lover of Ark Raiders. I love the game. I love the gaming community, survival genre, post-apocalypse. I think Embark are far from perfect, but I think they're moving in the right direction. And I really want to try and be a community channel where I can get the best ideas through Embark, through this channel. Maybe if the channel grows, and I just love it. And quite honestly, being open, you know, I'm going through a bit of a hard personal time at the moment, and just having this channel, creating this content, and having all of the interactions with you guys so far has been absolutely life-changing for me. Massive thank you to everyone that has subscribed and shown their support so far. And if you haven't subscribed already, you know what to do. And I promise those of you that have been noticing that I say, all right, too much. Yeah, I totally do. I actually always watch my videos back based on what people say, and I'll try my best to stop using the word all right so much. So I appreciate that feedback. And some of you guys actually appreciate the commentary, so appreciate that as well. And look, just to really hone in on this, like, I just want to say, I really just want this game to not be around for a few months or a year. I want it to be around for a long time. I've come off games like PUBG, Rust, Dota 2. I'm not really someone that jumps around to different games. I just want to find like one or two games and just stick at them for a long time and just grind them. All right, so the first comment here is from Chrono069, okay? They say, I realized some stuff after hitting max level and hoarding blueprints. There are only a handful of blueprints I actually care about and use. Mainly just the Anvil, Wolfpack, and looting MK3 survival. That's pretty much it. Everything else is too resource heavy to craft. Seriously, when I realized this, I got duplicates of these blueprints, kept them, and now I'll just have my trusted friend give them back to me after my expedition. I really just want that badass patchwork skin. Okay, so what Chrono is doing, it's actually pretty smart. You know, he's getting those skins, giving them to a friend, and he's just gonna give them back, basically. So I'm under the impression that Chrono069 is actually going to be doing Expedition 2, getting involved with it to get that stash space and get all of those extra benefits. But yeah, folks, let me know in the comments, what do you think about that? Is that potentially a good idea, something worth trying out? Look, I can actually resonate with that quite a bit, because the reality is, yeah, a lot of the components are too intense, too laborsome. You need too much stuff to make stuff that really just isn't worth it, you know? So I think I partially agree with that, and perhaps they could introduce some system on Expedition 3, assuming it's too late on Expedition 2 now, where maybe they could have like, or allow you to keep maybe 2 or 3 blueprints instead of wiping the whole lot. Yeah, you know, it actually continues here, okay? Just Kidding 1980 says, if I could keep 1 to 3 blueprints, I would probably do it. As it stands now, I don't feel like grinding another 70 hours for a survivor augment. I feel ya. Another comment here from JimJump7953. This was even edited, okay? Massive comment. I probably won't read the whole thing out word for word, but he's basically saying that, yeah, not really happy about the divide with PvP and PvE, and they need to kind of sort that out, and basically saying that they won't be doing any expeditions until they sort that out, because he doesn't like, I don't know if it's he or she, but they don't like the actual race to get the blueprints, okay? The idea of going and getting them off the map. And I have to say, like, it's not easy to come across these blueprints, wise. So I'm getting a lot of feedback about these blueprints being quite hard to get, which is pretty true. I like it when he says it here. I've had to run across the world like a Mario brother to obtain these blueprints, racing other players on Bluegate in perpetuity for an augment I should have the choice to keep. Do that again? Question mark? Lol. Go watch The Last Dragon and see what Shonuff said about Bruce Leroy catching bullets with his teeth. Lol. I'm not sure what that reference is all about, but if you know, let me know in the comments. A really nice comment here from Yardude615, and I love this attitude, okay? Did the first one and don't regret it. I'm a casual player and enjoy having both. I'm a casual player and enjoy both having nothing and having everything. For me, all that matters is getting topside and having adventures no matter the loadout. Oh, bravo, that's a top comment right there. Come on folks, like let's just be a bit more positive and try and adopt the attitude right there of your dude 6015. Absolute legend, brother. Also from Lord Marrow King 1315, I agree, I didn't start playing the game till after the first expedition had ended, but I don't have all the blueprints, but I will still reset because the game is getting stale for me and I need a reset to freshen things up for me. And I have to say, I do fit in that same camp. Again, I come from games like PUBG, I come from games like Rust, where you do just get reset to nothing. You don't hold on to blueprints and things like that. So I would personally be okay with everyone getting a clean, fresh reset and a blueprint wipe. I think it's a little bit weird that, you know, you get the choice to keep the blueprints, not keep the blueprints. I do feel as though they need to just choose and have everyone do the same thing, because otherwise I just think it's gonna create too much divide and people are gonna get too annoyed. Like, people are gonna keep blueprints, for example, or not keep blueprints, play badly, and then get in the Reddit and just blame their lack of success on the lack of blueprints, or maybe blame their lack of success on the lack of inventory space for storage. There's always gonna be a reason if you give them a reason to do that. So I understand maybe Embark are trying to get good feedback by offering both options right now, but I hope it's something they're aware of, and quite frankly, I think they need to hone it down into just one decision, one size fits all for maybe Expedition 3 and beyond. But what do you think? Dead by Snoo, I only just completed collecting all the blueprints after just hitting the 400-hour mark. Zero chance of me doing the expedition without being able to carry at least a selection of them over with me, so definitely want to hang on to the blueprints. People are just going crazy on the blueprints for real. Bro, there is too many blueprints for anyone with even as much as a job to do this, all right? I think it means that even if someone doesn't have a job, even if they did it for a job, it would still be hard to get all the blueprints, and there is a lot. They need to make it where you can keep the blueprints or something. Now, what I gathered from reading your guys' comments there is that most people that don't want to do Expedition 2 and maybe future expeditions are a bit concerned about the blueprints. They don't want to start again from scratch, because I know from experience, it does take some time to get those blueprints. How I feel about it is that I am probably less about the fact that people should be able to have a choice about keeping the blueprints or not. I think everyone has to be rallied into one camp that works best, and everyone should maybe be given a fresh reset. Maybe everyone gets a fresh reset, but they make the blueprints a little bit easier to come by, because as a casual player, getting all of the blueprints that you want, it does take quite a bit of time. And I think that if someone has got a 9-to-5 job, family, which this is the age demographic for a lot of these people, 25 to 50 years old males that do play this game, we don't have time to grind like the minority, I feel, to get these blueprints. So I guess our experience is probably going to be hindered a little bit. Not to also take into account the fact that, a lot of these players just want to play casually. The ones that do want to play casually are probably just going to be left behind a little bit. That's what I think. So yeah, I think there's a lot to consider there. I think that they should make the blueprints a bit easier to achieve. I think that maybe for Expedition 3, 4 and beyond, they need to just get everybody to clean wipe. I think personally, do a clean wipe, make it easier to get the blueprints, give everyone the same kind of incentives, put everyone on that level field. Because the thing is, people, yes, you do have to start again from fresh, but you're getting better at the game. Think of it like a skill, like a sport. You're getting better at your PvE, you're getting better at your PvE, you're getting better at understanding the movements of the arcs and the NPCs and everything like that. You're getting to know the levels more, getting to understand things more, just know how to play the game with more fluidity, and that should allow you to progress easier and more efficiently than when you did when you started, whereas new players coming on are still going to be a bit slower with that progression. All right, so that's what I think about all of that, folks. But let me know if you enjoyed the video by hitting the like button, subscribing, hit notifications, and let me know if you're going to be doing Expedition 2 or not, and what you think about this video in the comments. Let's create a discussion here, guys. Comment down below right now, and we'll see you in the next Arc Raiders video. Peace.